Good evening, darlings, and welcome to episode 27 of Greenwood Talks. Now, tonight, I haven't even opened a bottle of wine yet. I've been just so excited to get home and to be able to do some videos again with you all. It's just been so long, it seems like. So, anyhow, let's just dive right in while I'm opening this bottle. The question I got tonight says, Elvin King, I was wondering about some advice. I'm an heir to the head of a large company, and I'm worried that I might not be right for the job. I have a younger brother who I think might be better suited for the task, but I was the one entrusted to it. I'm worried if I voice my opinion about this, though, that I might upset my family. What do you think? Well, you know, there's a lot of things that could be going on. Of course, I don't know your situation entirely, so that does make it a little bit, a little difficult for me to say exactly, darling. But if you really are worried, if you're right or not for the task, there's sort of things you can do just to see if it's the sort of thing you might be willing to do. There's training courses and all the rest of it also. If you really don't think there's a way that you can get out of it, you might as well see if you can't sort of build yourself up. And I think a lot of times we're sort of worried about things that we don't think will suit us. They don't follow our strong suit or something of that nature. But that doesn't mean that you're not actually well suited for it. You just may be inexperienced. And it's possible, if your brother is sort of good with leadership, that you can sort of work together when you take over, There's nothing wrong with sort of being a little more of a figurehead, but I think you really should see if you can't step up into the role, darling. I think it might do you a lot of good to just to see, you may be sort of building this thing up as something you can't do when in fact you're actually very well suited for it. So I wouldn't give up just yet, I never thought I'd be suited to being in charge of much of anything. But I find it's actually very natural to me now. So I just think you should sort of give yourself a chance before you give up. If it turns out that you really aren't so well suited for it, I think you are going to have to talk to your family about it. I know that's always such a difficult, terrible thing, darling, but it really is something you should do. Communication is such a necessity, and better to talk about it now and maybe have a fight and then sort of work something out than to a few years from now have all the responsibility thrown at you and then you not be able to sort of pick the pieces up afterwards. And I think that's, especially if it sounds like it's a family business, probably, so there's sort of a legacy you're trying to maintain, and you don't want sort of the guilt or the stress of worrying about if you're sort of living up to the expectation that everyone has for you. So I really think it's in your best interest to just see if there's any workshops about leadership, or if there's sort of small things in the company you can just try to take on for now and just maybe see if different aspects of management perhaps are better for you. Maybe once you get in there, you'll find that being on the board is okay. It's just maybe some of the other aspects that are more difficult. There's many options, darling, so don't give up. I would say, you just have to take it one step at a time and see if there's not something you can sort of do to help yourself out. I really think you shouldn't give up, darling, and I know I'm getting off quite a good day of work and I'm just opening up my wine, so perhaps I'm a little more optimistic than normal. But go for it, darling. Don't let anything hold you back. It's really just not in your best interest, and really you'll feel so much better if you can say, listen, I gave this a try and it didn't work, when you go to talk to your family, to show that you actually put the effort in to try to build those skills. And if you've got someone who's sort of a mentor or a teacher in these programs that can help you with that, whether it's to write a letter or to be there when you bring it up with your family, something like that, I think that's really going to help to have that sort of in your back pocket. So just do a little bit of research, darling, and don't give up. Ta-ta.